So we had another weekend, as often happens every week. And what that means in practice is that our president has again unleashed another furious tweet storm riddled with spelling and grammar errors and random capitalization of words. And the topic this time was Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. There are new sexual assault allegations against Brett Kavanaugh, despite having been told during the confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh that the FBI looked into all of the allegations into Brett Kavanaugh. Not surprising, not shocking. More allegations have surfaced, including ones that the FBI did not look into during his confirmation hearings. And the particulars of the latest allegation are that Kavanaugh exposed his most intimate of areas, use your imagination, to a female Yale classmate, and that others subsequently pushed the hands of the classmate into Kavanaugh's most intimate of areas. Nothing shocking about this, nothing surprising. This seems to just be who Brett Kavanaugh is. It became very, very clear. Of course, no particular reason now to be concocting this. Some of the normal Twitter hangers-on suggesting that it's because we are now 14 months from an election, that now some bogus allegation against an already confirmed Supreme Court justice who is almost impossible to remove makes sense for political reasons, which, I mean, if you're going to concoct something that actually has a shot at doing some damage to the person involved. Donald Trump flying off the handle as a result, immediately suggesting that Kavanaugh sue for, listen to this one, he should sue for liable. Now, why am I pronouncing it liable? Because that's how Trump spelled it, L-I-A-B-L-E, I guess meaning, of course, L-I-B-E-L, libel, a published false statement damaging to a person's reputation. Trump concocting a bizarre conspiratorial series of tweets. First tweeting, Brett Kavanaugh should start suing people for liable, or the Justice Department should come to his rescue, which, by the way, the Justice Department coming to his rescue is an extremely authoritarian suggestion. Trump going on, the lies being told about him are unbelievable, false accusations without recrimination. When does it stop? They are trying to influence his opinions. Can't let that happen. Eventually, Trump deleted it and reposted it with the corrected spelling of libel, and then kept going with more. Quote, can't let Brett Kavanaugh give radical left Democrat liberal plus opinions. Each one of those words capitalized. Why? We don't know. Based on threats of capital I impeaching him over made-up stories. Sound familiar? False allegations and lies. This is the game they play. Fake and corrupt news is working overtime. Hashtag protect Kavanaugh. These are the rantings of the equivalent of someone, again, who's yelling at you while they urinate on the subway tracks on Canal Street while you wait for the 6 train. I'll do one more tweet, not the entire list of tweets, because it's quite frankly just too much to keep up with. Trump tweeting, I am fighting the fake, corrupt news, the deep state, the Democrats, and the few remaining Republicans in name only, rhinos who are on mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. With the help of some truly great Republicans and others, we are winning big. 150th federal judge this week. Now, the last thing Trump mentions there, 150 federal judges, Trump's right about this. I've talked about this before. Supreme Court selections get a lot of attention. Federal judgeships, much less so. And Donald Trump is actually winning really big with those federal judgeship selections. It gets very little attention. It has a huge impact, and it has a huge impact for a very long time. Most cases never make it to the Supreme Court. A lot of the important precedent in this country is ultimately decided by federal judges, many of which have now been appointed by Donald Trump. I think we found that about 25% of current federal and superior court, I forget the categorizations, have been selected by Trump in just 2 years. And this has a massive, massive impact. Now, as far as the subject matter, the idea of libel suits against accusers of Kavanaugh, consider for a second that there have been, 15, 16, 19, 20 women who have accused Donald Trump of anything ranging from verbal sexual harassment all the way up to and including rape. Donald Trump has not filed a single libel lawsuit. I wonder why that is. If anybody who is falsely accused of sexual assault deserves to have a libel lawsuit filed against them, and it would be something in which one could prevail, why hasn't Donald Trump filed a single libel lawsuit against all of his accusers? And of course, there will not be any libel lawsuits by Brett Kavanaugh against these accusers either, and I think we all know why that is. Going back once again to the idea from Donald Trump's tweets that he's fighting the fake corrupt media. This is the last thing I want to touch on. Trump's not fighting the fake corrupt media. The fake corrupt news media, as Trump calls it, or I just call it corporate media, they are in on the game. And what I mean by that is that you have some in corporate media that just will defend Trump endlessly or almost endlessly, like Fox News. Others take a more critical editorial perspective, MSNBC. Others play the enlightened watchdogs with bipartisan panels like CNN, but they're all participating in the game. They create and suck out all the ratings that they can from the distraction stories and narratives that Donald Trump creates. And then when the time is up, they just move on to the next thing, never really closing the book on the impact of each of these narratives. And Trump is simply wrong because they are actually working with him. The fight is the public spin on it. But the reality is that corporate media have been in with Trump, including the billions in free publicity that they gave him from the time he started his campaign. That is backwards. Trump has that backwards. And again, Trump is completely erratic and unhinged every single weekend on Twitter.